Hello and welcome to the Kopala TV main news. We get straight into the headlines for today. Copperbelt PS chides artists. Normalcy returns to Kalumbila. Expert questions government on inflation. And retrenched Chambishi Metals employees paid. Join us in a bit after this. To present the Kopala TV main news, my name is Wawila Musongole. Copperbelt Permanent Secretary Bright Nundwe says the arts industry has the potential to contribute favorably to the country's gross domestic product (GDP) if the sector is well managed. Mr. Nundwe said there's therefore urgent need to educate artists on financial literacy so that they start making meaningful contribution to the treasury through payment of taxes. Mr. Nundwe said this in Quito when he officially opened a training workshop for Copperbelt-based artists. The workshop has been organized by the National Arts Council, NAC.
From the ancient days up to this single minute, Copperbelt is the biggest contributor to the GDP of this country. Just Quito alone, where you are, the population of Quito is higher than Northwestern Province, for your information. Quito alone is higher than Chinga Province. Therefore, you are working and stepping on a rich province. And therefore, it requires people, artists that are level-headed. Very significant. I want to see a section, a family, a pedigree of artists that are above board in terms of attitude. To me, that is very critical. I want to repeat this. You can be the best singer. If you don't display yourself with exceptional behavior, you can't sing. Therefore, that has to sink in the chambers of your brains.
And NAC Board Chairperson Patrick Samwimbila has advised media organizations to partner with the association in promoting the arts industry in Zambia.
So the initiative is called Artist Social Protection and Investment Initiative. So how does it become very valuable to us? We have also BigFem, which is a financial organization. This is coming on board to increase access to finance on the artists. Believe you me, the National Council has been around for 25 years now. This is the very first time that we are speaking investment, we are speaking wealth creation in partnership with other stakeholders. So, it's a good thing. I'll repeat, it's a good thing, it's the first time. If that's not good news here in the Copperbelt, it is good news.
Financial expert Mambo Hamaundu is worried with the rise in inflation levels to 12.5% for the month of January 2020. Mr. Hamaundu says the increase in inflation is not a good sign for the economy, adding that both the Ministry of Finance and the Central Bank need to find a practical approach to bring down further the inflationary figures. Mr. Hamaundu said this on an interview with Kopala TV News.
Well, I think the meaning or the implication of inflation rising and reaching levels as high as 12.5% is simply an indication that the price of the general level of prices is going up, and ultimately it means that the lives of the ordinary people will become a bit more unbearable because they would have to have a bit more money for them to be able to afford to go through a month. That is for those who are employed, and for those who are hustlers or who are on the street, who are business people, who are trying to also make ends meet. It simply means that life is becoming more and more difficult because goods are becoming expensive. And when you look at that CSO report, I think they highlight food inflation as one of the aspects that have contributed to the rate of inflation going up. And this is a basic commodity which we cannot avoid. We all need to eat. But the prices of food are going up. So the question really is, how are people expected to survive?
The Mine Workers Union of Zambia, MUZ, has disclosed that all the 229 employees at Chambishi Metals in Kalalushi district have been paid their terminal benefits in full. Chambishi Metals was a fortnight ago placed under care and maintenance for 2 years. However, government has objected to the request lodged in by the Chinese owners. Mines Minister Richard Musukwa said if Chambishi Metals management does not reverse this decision, it will be left with no option but to revoke the mining license of the firm. Nkana Water and Sewage Company spokesperson Bivan Saluseki has denied social media reports suggesting that the firm's main water source at the Kafua River in Kitwe has been poisoned. Mr. Saluseki says, contrary to such reports, the water being supplied by the firm is safe for consumption. Social media has been awash with reports suggesting contamination of water points on the Copperbelt. The fake news has caused panic and anxiety amongst residents.
The reports of water contamination going around in Kitwe, I'll talk about the service areas that we cover, Kitwe, Chambishi and Kalalushi are false. Those are conspiracies, and people should ignore such reports. One is that we do carry out tests and sampling randomly at our production points, at distribution points, and also at residential areas. We've got a team that is called Safety, Health, Environment and Quality, SHAKE team. That team samples the water, it tests our water, and so far the water is within the parameters that is set by our regulator, which is NASCO.
Okay, so what do you make of the people that are passing this room are trying to dent the image of Nkana Water and
Well, I think that like a rumor. It's actually funny and surprising that we are responding to rumors as they were. But as you know, these are, like I said, conspiracies, falsehoods being traded on new media, on social media. So we should ignore them, and that is why we are responding to them now. We are asking people to ignore these reports because they are false. What we are doing also as Nkana Water is to beef up in terms of security, which is always there at our distribution points, at our raw water intakes. All our installations are very secure. So we have just reinforced in terms of security so that in case there were others that had this kind of thoughts in their mind, it does not occur. So for now, nothing has happened with our water. Our water is very safe for consumption.
In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us after the break. Samari Limited is a versatile company dedicated to meeting every need any of our customers may have. With us, you're guaranteed to have a pleasant and easy shopping experience with the best returns for your money's worth. We guarantee the best customer service in addition to the finest quality beverages at affordable prices. We have all your hardware requirements, from roofing sheets, wiring, piping, and much more. At Samari Limited, we believe in good workmanship. Working well with one another is what gets our job done. Stationery is an essential. Whether it's a pencil for your personal drawings and designs, or a roll of paper for the company printer, we've got you covered. We stock various brands simply for your preference. We have an Airtel booth within our premises with airtime ready and available for all customers. We also offer Airtel Money services for easy money transactions and efficient clerks to attend to you, ensuring a fast and smooth procedure. If you're in need of any electronics, our store should be your go-to, with appliances ranging from household specifics to industrial commodities such as generators and inverters. If you need it, we have it. Our wholesale store stocks the best quality in food and other products, including cleaning necessities. And above all, our affordable prices ensure that you know how much we value you. You can find Samari Limited along President Avenue North, opposite Zambia Railways in Ndola, or call us on 0212 613 336 or 0212 619 992. Samari Limited, your one-stop center for all you need.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
Welcome back. Calm has returned to Kalumbila district in the northwestern province following riots on Friday in the area. Friday riots were sparked by allegations of ritual killings. According to Northwestern Province Police Commissioner Hudson Namachila, residents started rioting after they apprehended 2 people in the area with unknown chemicals. Mr. Namachila said the irate residents suspected that the said substance was being used by criminals to gas households. The mob then descended on the 2 suspected criminals, whom they lynched before police came in to whisk away the 2 suspected ritual killers. The uncompromising residents then followed the suspects to Kalumbila police post and partially damaged the station in the ensuing confusion.
Confirm, I am the candidate, and of course I'm also a target, a main target. This is my vehicle, which you've seen. Not only what you see, but also the glass behind has also been broken and on the sides. Then there is another vehicle, our campaign vehicle, which has also been damaged. Like they have also broken the windscreen. So this is exactly what's happening. And these people are not local people. We've managed, we have managed, not the police, we have managed to apprehend one of them.
Calm has since returned to Kalumbila as the police manpower levels on the area have been increased to quell any confusion. Information Minister Dora Silia has made a controversial remark on family planning that has attracted mixed reactions from members of the public. On Thursday, during a program on a private radio station, the chief government spokesperson said it is unfortunate that Zambians have big families and thus expect the government to look after such families. Monica Baidu has the details in the following report.
16, 17, by the age of 21, 22, nakwatama na 5. Owishi talipo, alechitenshi tabomba. Abo bana ala batwala kuisomwa na kashi. Nshikaramuka mitondo. Nimbona abana abalechola abengi. If you look at them parents, taparufu balechita, nifine fetu akushashitisha.
Ine foni ndaranda povera vipisho uteko mwachimonai we muntu fura ipimo bunga na mishi wakwata ngo abana barifo ubo wakwatani ukara kwanisha bari abana washa tuya kusukuru wifya shako rumbani nifi bari fyo bwino badora siria pakuranderiri yashi ifo turabe pisho uteko ati ukatushiro bunga nishi uteko bwana nshiro bunga na town ni parwandi na tontukanya life yonde pitamo tetimfya no kufira family planning wa mwine mwachu mfamo bana bakwalitse fyondera ndani tukabepchana ngoti wa Edgar Lungula ngwa dorasi yawe fwebeni.
Chiefs and Traditional Affairs Minister Lawrence Ichalwe has described late senior Chief Ndungu of Zambezi district as a humble and selfless leader. Mr. Sichalwe says President Edgar Lungu has received the news on the passing of the traditional ruler with deep shock. Mr. Sichalwe said this in Ndola soon after visiting the funeral house of the late traditional ruler. The body of Senior Chief Ndungu, who died on Monday, has since been flown to Zambezi district for burial.
It's not only a loss to the Luvale people, but to Zambia as a whole. As you have alluded to, chiefs play a very cardinal part in the governance systems of our nation. You may wish to know that the institution of chieftaincy has existed long before independence. Our colonial masters were governing through the chiefs, and the coming in of modern governance also has continued to work with the chiefs. So it is a great loss that we've lost a senior chief. And for me personally, I've not only lost the chief, I've lost a constituent also. You may wish to know that Chief Ndungu hailed from my constituency before ascending to the throne. So it's quite saddening that we've lost such a chief of high caliber who we worked with very well, really supported the government of the day.
In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us after this. Samari Limited is a versatile company dedicated to meeting every need any of our customers may have. With us, you're guaranteed to have a pleasant and easy shopping experience with the best returns for your money's worth. We guarantee the best customer service in addition to the finest quality beverages at affordable prices. We have all your hardware requirements, from roofing sheets, wiring, piping, and much more. At Samari Limited, we believe in good workmanship. Working well with one another is what gets our job done. Stationery is an essential. Whether it's a pencil for your personal drawings and designs, or a roll of paper for the company printer, we've got you covered. We stock various brands simply for your preference. We have an Airtel booth within our premises with airtime ready and available for all customers. We also offer Airtel Money services for easy money transactions and efficient clerks to attend to you, ensuring a fast and smooth procedure. If you're in need of any electronics, our store should be your go-to, with appliances ranging from household specifics to industrial commodities such as generators and inverters. If you need it, we have it. Our wholesale store stocks the best quality in food and other products, including cleaning necessities. And above all, our affordable prices ensure that you know how much we value you. You can find Samari Limited along President Avenue North, opposite Zambia Railways in Ndola, or call us on 0212 613 336 or 0212 619 992. Samari Limited, your one-stop center for all you need.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonse bana mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
Welcome back, and now in foreign news. The United Kingdom has finally left the European Union, EU, after 3 years of trial and error. The UK had been a member of the EU for 47 years. We monitored Al Jazeera for this report.
Big Ben won't bong in celebration like the Brexiters want, but at 11 p.m. on Friday, midnight in Brussels, they'll get the freedom they've long desired. The UK's 47 years of awkward marriage with Europe will finally end in divorce.
The British wanted all the benefits of European integration without having to engage in many of the internal trade-offs necessary for it to work.
When France, West Germany, Belgium, Italy, Luxembourg and the Netherlands first united their coal and steel industries in 1951, the UK didn't join the new club. It was the EU's forerunner, created to stop a war-ravaged continent ever fighting itself again.
The British attitude was, well, this is a great idea, you should go ahead, but we don't really need it, thanks, because we won the war. I think there was a sense here that A, we weren't weak enough to need that sort of crutch, and that B, actually, we had the rest of the world. We had the Commonwealth, we had the United States in addition to Europe, and as a leading colonial power with a global role, we didn't want to tie ourselves to something as regional and small as simply Europe.
By the 60s, the European Economic Community, as the 6 countries had become, looked more alluring to British eyes. It was economically successful compared to an increasingly uncompetitive UK. But French President Charles de Gaulle played hard to get, twice rejecting London's proposal. It wasn't until 1973 that the UK and Europe finally tied the knot. But the UK always wanted something of an open relationship. It stayed out of the passport-free Schengen area. It didn't join the common currency, the euro, and it paid proportionately less into EU budgets than other member states. None of these exemptions, though, calmed growing Euroscepticism on the UK's political right. Supported by a largely anti-EU press, some in the Conservative Party wanted out of the whole thing, fearing the EU was becoming a federal superstate. Vicious infighting over Europe bedevilled Prime Ministers Margaret Thatcher, John Major and David Cameron.
It is time for the British people to have their say.
Ken Clarke was a minister in all their governments.
David fancied his chances. He was quite sure he'd win a referendum. He thought it was rather a clever way of stopping the party having these public rows on the subject. And that was the start of what's become an historic crisis, and so the whole country going back to square one, starting all over again, trying to decide what its role in the world is.
Cameron's Remain campaign lost the 2016 referendum. Boris Johnson's Leavers won. But where next? Strength and independence cheer some, poverty and loneliness lament others. Much depends on what future relationship the UK and Europe will have and what different paths the two take. Rory Challens, Al Jazeera, London.
And finally, in foreign news, India's latest citizenship law has incited unrest in New Delhi. Residents have taken to the streets in protest of the same. Al Jazeera once again.
Defiant and undeterred, protesters gathered at Jamia Millia Islamia University, where a man opened fire just hours earlier. Mobile phone video shows him brandishing a gun at protesters and journalists as he walks backwards towards police officers. He's heard praising Delhi police and threatening protesters.
We are feeling unsafe. There is no rule of law in the country right now. As you can see, how is the things going on here? But we rush to this point to save our constitution, to save our country from this fascist government.
One student was taken to hospital after being shot in the arm.
There is a tense standoff here between protesters and police who won't let people go past that point. Protesters here had been planning to march to a memorial to one of India's founders, Mahatma Gandhi, on the 72nd anniversary of his killing by a Hindu nationalist. But after the shooting, police have cordoned off the area around the university and closed 3 metro stations.
Police are questioning the gunman, whose Facebook profile is said to contain extremist views. They included a post praising the man who in 1948 assassinated Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of the campaign for India's independence from British rule. Protests have been held across the country since the Hindu nationalist government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi passed the Citizenship Amendment Act last month. The law fast-tracks citizenship to minorities from 3 neighbouring countries, but not Muslims. Mahmood Pracha is one of many lawyers who filed petitions against the law at India's Supreme Court, saying it's discriminatory.
BJP only thrive on terror, only thrive on creating insecurities, only thrive on violence. And second, lies and absolute lies. There is no other thing on which they thrive, and that is what exactly they are doing.
2 BJP politicians have been banned from campaigning for 3 days in Delhi's upcoming local elections after saying protesters should be shot and likening demonstrators to rapists and murderers. Dozens of people have been killed in 7 weeks of protests. Critics of the government point out that while demonstrations have taken place around India, the deaths have only occurred in states ruled by the BJP. The Prime Minister says the citizenship law helps people from other countries who've been persecuted for their faith, but protesters say both him and the law threaten the foundations of a secular India. Elizabeth Puranam, Al Jazeera, New Delhi.
To end the Kopala TV main news, we recap on today's headlines. Copperbelt PS chides artists. Normalcy returns to Kalumbila. Expert questions government on inflation. And retrenched Chambishi Metals employees paid. Thank you for watching the Kopala TV main news. My name is Wawila Musongole, and pleasant viewing.